Hey y'all, what's up? I'm Jay. I'm a vocal coach, and today I'm going to be taking a look at Raye's performance of Oscar winning Tears at the Grammys. Let's get into it. She's got a whole orchestra with her. That's really special, actually. You don't see that too often anymore.
Hello, Grammy. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna tell you about one of the many men. Name is
She's got that like Adele, Amy Winehouse speaking voice. Hello, Grammys. Very kind of spread and wide.
irrelevant. High is irrelevant. He was a 1 out of 10. I wish that I knew it then. I'm still recovering on.
And she's got a similar tone also, but I like that her vocal quality is like really rich down below. Name is irrelevant. She's almost got more of like a rap flow to the way that she performs her stuff, which I think is really interesting. And she's also got like an interesting vibrato that seems really, really fast to me. That's something more that you would see with like really old timey jazz singers. So it's interesting to see that contrast with like this rap delivery with these really old school jazz vocals. That's unique, I think. Very cool.
Baby, baby, you can go ahead. Cry those Oscar winning tears, baby.
That's really interesting. I really like the concept of this song, actually. It reminds me a lot of Take a Bow by Rihanna. And it's just this concept about this guy putting on like a huge performance once you find out that everything they've been saying so far to you is like a lie and just a bunch of BS. So that's really cool. And I like that she's taken the concept almost a bit of a step further, with the whole Oscar kind of language and the terminology of like being on stage and whatnot with this person at the same time. So that's really interesting. From a vocal perspective, I like that she, carries over her clangy approach to to talking. It carries over to her singing as well. But now in this little section here, we see her going into like a straight head register quality. The vocal folds are opening up a lot. They're thinning out. So that takes a lot of control to be able to go into those various different kind of sounds. So far we've seen her do like a sort of very spread, bright, almost nasally in a good way, testy mix, which some people would call belting, just a little bit there, and into this head register quality. And before that, we had kind of this rap delivery. So that's a lot of different kind of sounds that we have going on here. It's very cool. Her approach to just music in general is very intriguing to me. I don't know that we've seen anything similar to this before. I know she gets a lot of comparisons to Amy Winehouse and Adele. Even I did it, but there's some things separating Ray too, that some distinct qualities that are very unique in my opinion.
So you can miss me with the ish boy. I can see right through your tears, babe.
Tears,
Your
babe.
tears, baby. Sit line up and touch
Very
it.
cool.
Oh,
I love her
man, I
accent.
wish I could take it. No tissues, no string section, no tiny violin. For the last time.
If you notice that, I really like how in the arrangement, the instruments that she was saying, like, no this, no that, no violins or whatever, they were slowly dropping out with her. That's really, really cool. That's something called word painting in songwriting. So it's when the lyrics match up perfectly to what's happening with the actual music. Very good songwriting there. Yes. She holds it out for like how. Yeah, so I mean that's real belting, and right there we saw that she held out like a bit of a smile shape there too. So keep that in mind, singers. When you're going for like a big belt like that, you want a little bit of a smile. It just helps with the lifting of the instrument because if you try to belt up really high with like a tall vowel, it is possible, but just be aware that you're going to have a lot more weight down here with the larynx and everything else. So it's going to take a lot more work for you to do. Whereas with a smile, everything's a little bit more lifted. It's going to cost you less in the long run right here. And you can focus more so on the vowel shape and the air down in your rib cage area in your lungs, and the rib cage area support is going to help support that. And it's really cool that she went into that big belt, but before that she was doing like these head register riffs. So again, we see her going in and out of all these different register qualities, which takes a lot of control and takes a lot of mastery. It takes time to be able to use your voice and all the different textures in that way. So very cool. Yeah. And then she goes back to head register again. Very cool. It's really exciting to get to witness something like that, not just from like a vocal and songwriting perspective, which all of it was great. Don't get me wrong, but it's also very interesting if you know a little bit about Raye's journey as an artist. She really struggled to get her name out there because of how labels were treating her. I think a lot of young singers nowadays, they misunderestimate two really big things about how the industry works, which is number one, that labels are going to come in and just save you. A lot of the time, they're just going to use you as, this cash cow or vehicle, because for a long time, she was doing top lines or just like writing full on songs and lyrics and singing them for DJs that weren't even crediting her in any way, shape, or form while they were still using her vocals. And the other thing is that that a lot of young singers, I think, believe when they get into the industry at first is that you already need to be like a fully realized artist when you step onto the scene, and that's just not the case, because the Raye that we're seeing here is very different from the music that she was putting out a couple years ago. And we're slowly starting to see now kind of the importance of artist development. Sometimes it takes time to hone your craft and work on your skills, but also work on your image, work on the type of sound that you're wanting to put out into the world. And this to me feels like someone who has taken a lot of time to do that. Like, this doesn't feel like an amateur to me, even if, we as the rest of the world are just getting privy or knowledgeable to her now. This obviously feels like somebody who's put a lot of time and effort into her craft, and it's really just gratifying to see that actually happen. It's nice to see hardworking people get far in life. All right, thanks for watching. Subscribe for more and let me know down in the comments what other performances I should look at next. Thanks.